welcome. Welcome back. It's been a long time coming for this, and I've waited a long time, and for me, this is a surreal moment. So I just finished playing through this on classic mode, and I'm going to go through on normal mode, and I'm going to record that. I'm going to go chapter by chapter so you guys can see, and then I'll probably do a little hard mode when I'm done with that. But honestly, this is the game that the original really got me into RPGs. Really, I mean, opened up the PS1 and kind of set the example for what large story-based games can be. With good combat and side quests and just a whole immersive world and you know compilations, right? Prequels, sequels, movies. This is it, and there's gonna be spoilers going along, but I'm gonna maybe talk you through as much as I can if you're a first time player. If you haven't played this yet, I would suggest picking it up. It's kind of polarizing right now, good, bad, or indifferent. The music is beautiful. The cinematics are beautiful. The voice acting is outstanding. The only qualms people have are really with the story and how it ends and everything that goes on with it. So that needs to be left up to you. If you haven't played the original, I would play the original. But let me gush about how long I have been waiting for a remake. When they teased it for the PS2, and then they announced it years ago, and just how long did we have to wait, and how long did we have to wait, and here it finally is. And I'm gonna tell you what I did. I started playing through it when it came out. I got it, and that's like right around when all the lockdowns happened. So like the exchange at GameStop was kind of like a little sketchy one. Like, here's the prepaid card and kind of slide your game out, and that's all right. But so I bought two copies. I bought the collector's edition physical hard copy, which I have not opened and I will not open. And I bought just the regular one, a digital download that I would play. So that's what we're playing. The one in the plastic sits on my shelf and it will probably never be opened. So I started playing it when it came out, and I played a couple chapters, and I'm like, I had a couple emotions. And I was like, well, I don't want to play this too quick because I'm probably going to have to wait forever for the next one to come out. Because this is probably going to be a three-part series at least. So if you're not aware, this elaborates on a very small part of the original game, something that maybe took 4 or 5 hours. This is a 35-hour, 40-hour game, so it took that and magnified it by like 200%, which is perfectly fine. They need to do that. Like I thought it needed a little bit more character development, a little bit that sucks you into that world even more. And honestly, I started playing in March, I stopped, and then I started playing last week of July, first week of August, and I restarted it, and I blew through 40 hours in a week. Less than a week, probably about 4 days. And I couldn't put it down. I honestly couldn't. The first thing that turned me off was the battle mechanics, because I'm an old grouchy gamer, and I love my turn-based. And Kingdom Hearts is okay. It feels a little bit like Kingdom Hearts, but then you realize that later on it's more strategy than that. And I honestly think it's a little bit more fluid. And I know there's those Kingdom Hearts fanboys that are going to be like, no, it's not. You can't really jump and this and that. And all that is true. And you're entitled to your opinion. and that's fine. But I think for me, it's a little. This is a little bit more what a turn-based should evolve into to kind of keep up with the times, and that's once I got adjusted to that, it was easier. But I'm telling you, like I started, and there was a couple things in the story which kind of turned me off, and then I heard some things. I mean, I constantly watch other streamers of all types, big, small. So if you watch stream as much as I do, especially on YouTube, and you're into like people's thoughts and people's reviews and stuff, you're gonna kind of like in passing, it's gonna reveal a spoiler, even though I try to stay away from them, right? So a big part of the story got spoiled to me, and I'm like, wait a second. And then once I kind of figured out where they were going with it and why they were doing it, and thought about everything, and I rewatched Advent Children, which, if you don't know, is the movie sequel to this that came out, God, mid-2000s, I think. I rewatched Advent Children, and I kind of thought about it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I need to do this now, and I need to get my thoughts down. And I really wanted to document that. And then, the next thing is, we were doing this in like 1998, 1999, I remember. And I'll give them a shout. My friends Matt Gimberling and Scott Arnold, we were doing this where we were playing the original and recording it on VHS, or the old VHS, and through grinding and everything. I mean, we had hours and hours and hours of footage. I wish we still had it. I would put it up. But I mean, we were doing this before anybody else was doing this. I mean, we were recording ourselves playing this game and a couple other games, and we just had there was no platform for it in 1998, and here I am, God, how many years later, and I'm late to the game. I'm late to the stream game. So that's another thing that's like, that makes this real surreal to me too. Like, this is one of those things, kind of like A Link to the Past, that I need to do for me, just to have it. So I'm gonna stop gushing. So what I did was play through this, and like Chrono Trigger, there's a new game plus. So I'm gonna go to load game, and what you do is you start through with what you saved with. Okay. So like the chapter selection kind of tells you what you missed and what you need to do to like 100% it, and for completion, like I'm a big fan of the show The Completionist with Gerard. So he gave this a great review. So I mean, he probably had an easy time figuring out what he missed, because the menu is so like completionist friendly, and you can go back individual chapters. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go chapter by chapter. By the way, they nailed the opening to this. As you can see, the visuals and the music, I mean, everything is just, I mean, this is not a game, it's an experience. And it really gives like a life to like Upper Midgar and the slums and everything. And just kind of puts it puts the world into a perspective. Of course, you can't go wrong with anything composed by Uematsu. Did so many different Final Fantasy game musics, or soundtracks, I'm sorry. So let's just kind of enjoy the cinematic. That's what I'm at. Look, I don't care how long these videos are. I really don't. I'm gonna go through it. I mean, it's gonna be part by part, But I'm gonna go through the whole thing. Super excited to do it. man. Hashtag all the feels. So those of you who are first timers, this is where the original starts. This is a recreation of the cinematics of the original game. So, you know, when I saw this, I popped for it. One of those old what they call the Road Warrior pop. That's not very nice. So I'm hoping that the fact that I'm going through here on normal in the new game plus, and I'm like, I should be way overpowered to start off with, unless normal is that much harder. So I started out on classic, just to go through the story and get a feel, and then I said I was gonna, as I got a little experience, I was gonna go through on the harder difficulties and just kind of do every single one. So I'm hoping on normal, I can I'm a little bit overpowered and I can kind of breeze through it a little bit, so it doesn't take as long, because I know hard mode. Oh, there you go. Sorry, that was awesome. No matter how many times I see that and hear that, I stop what I'm doing, and I just I enjoy it. It's just throws me back. 1997, 7th grade. That was probably just about the right age to kind of understand this. 13. 13's a good age to get into like a good story RPG, with some plot twists and so on and so forth. I really enjoyed what they made the Shinra soldiers look like, or guards. Here we have Biggs and Jesse. Obviously, they were Star Wars fans, because the big guy is Wedge, so you have Biggs and Wedge, which are from Star Wars. They're also characters in other Final Fantasies. Barrett Wallace, one of my favorite characters. And then probably my favorite video game character of all time, Cloud Strife. I'm just checking things, making sure. Yep. So I know for a fact on hard mode you cannot use items, which makes this hard. It's hard mode, so it's hard. Yeah, it's bad. All right. So, oh yeah. All right. So this is gonna be a breeze, but let me tell you that they paid very close attention to details and like little nuances and things from the other games. They have stuff in here obviously from the original. They were very faithful to some of the things, some of the little details, and then Crisis Core and Advent Children. So they did a wonderful job, including like all these little things for the fans, like things that I noticed and I pop for. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll show you as we move on. You have some of the old limit breaks and things like that. I guess I could start running because I don't. 2 potions. Yeah, so I'm pretty overpowered right now. But hopefully, what'll happen is I'll play through this again and get. I think the max cap on this is level 50, and I think I am level 37. So hopefully by the end, I'll be 50 and I'll go through hard mode. That's the idea. So these boxes, you want to always something a little hidden in these. I mean, when I went through, I tried to check everything, and I only got like half the trophies. And I was pretty diligent.
So what's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now? He's got balls, what was his name again?
Cloud Strife.
Right.
And he isn't a soldier anymore.
So Soldier was...
He's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
Wow. Is that not Charlie Sheen from Platoon?
This is a one-time gig.
For those of you young kids?
We're done.
It's a little harsh. I think he could actually be a little harsher.
Look at too.
That's what his character is. Oh.
So what people notice first?
Guess I'm not on the same page as people.
So I gotta go talk to Barrett.
Say you're not even making this deal.
Give it a rest.
So basically,
Come on, nobody do something this crazy just for money. They may not think you're a true believer.
when I get a second, I'll explain kind of what's going on.
What?
Wedge. You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gill.
Oh, cinematic. That's a little nod. All right, so basically what's happening is there's this big company Shinra, and it's kind of a global well, they kind of drain the planet dry of like natural resource, and you'll find out what it is. They call it Mako, which I always thought it was pronounced Mako for the longest time, because the only thing on this earth that I know that's spelled like that is a Mako shark, right? So, anyway, so they drain the planet of that, use it as an energy source. And this is kind of like an eco-terrorist group they call Avalanche, and they hired Cloud to help them out because the company Shinra has their own like elite special forces that they just call Soldier. And right now, Cloud was a former soldier, so that explains why he is kind of deadly with a big old sword. And you'll find out how the connection is and how they got him to help them out shortly. Probably in chapter 2. What do we got back here? Yep. Alright.
This way.
So many of these little cinematic scenes where you're just walking under stuff.
Not so fast. We've got company.
Oh, totally Charlie Sheen in Platoon. I can't get over that. I just noticed that.
Job's a job.
Alright, so you have these. So basically you have two modes, and you have these abilities and spells. Spells are kind of like the original. You can equip them with material abilities. You can see your ATB. Okay, when that fills up, you can use your abilities as many times as you want. Right, so let's go triple slash. You can see Braver there. That was a limit break.
Nothing to it.
So that's kind of cool, and I like how they kind of kept those things, but like reinvented them and made them like more modern, you know. And don't get me wrong, this is not a remaster This is not a one for one. I mean, this is a remake. I mean, they're totally remaking. Like, everything is remade. And that's part of the deal here, right?
It's never in doubt.
Man, I could just blow through this. It says I'm unable to procure those potions because I have 99 of them. And they're only just regular potions. I'm hoping you guys can hear this soundtrack if I ever shut up, right? But, I mean, enjoy. What's he say? Nothing. Usually that's pick up the pace. I mean, look at the whole react. I mean, just the life that it gives to this whole world. I mean, it's so impressive. And just little details like on the computer screen and stuff.
Attack on command, but I hear they make good guard dogs too.
Oh, snap.
Bet you've seen a few reactors. So how do we get to the bridge above Mako storage? Ain't holding out on me, are you? Damn scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little dog? Have it your
So anytime you see those, he's having a little flashback. He's got kind of...
Different reactor, different layout. Depends when it was built. Never seen one.
like almost like a little PTSD going on. All right, Jesse.
Don't you worry. Diggs will have the door open soon.
3, 2. Damn. Good.
Ooh,
Who's there?
here we go.
Door! We'll wait. It's over.
That's my line.
Mm-hmm.
He's alone. We can take it. Make it rain.
Let's go another triple slash. Anytime you have more than 2 enemies, triple slash is very effective. And we'll talk about it later on when we get to a boss, but
I got this place covered.
knowing the elements and the different magics and what they do
Someone who can get us the passcodes.
is imperative, and that's just about any
Will talk to us, but what can you do?
that's just about any RPG.
Careful in there. Well, what are you waiting for?
All right, let's see here. Phoenix down. So, in a little while, I'll explain what these items do. Actually, let's do it now. Potion, high potion, mega potion. They all recover health, at different amounts. You know, ether and turbo ether. They recover magic. Elixir is a little bit of everything, and then like a phoenix down would be if you're dead, that revives you.
Security is only going to get tighter. So be
If you don't know, if you played Final Fantasy before, those are pretty much a staple point in all Final
The
Fantasies.
elevator's on another floor. Mind pushing that button?
Yeah, sorry, lady. My bad. I was talking.
So, you know Tifa, right? It's not really my business,
Uh-huh.
but are you guys close?
Flashback. So, spoiler alert: Cloud and Tifa were childhood friends, or quote unquote childhood friends. They grew up in the same town, Nibelheim.
Tifa and I.
Yes, if you haven't played this, you don't know that is a gun on Barrett's arm. Alright, so this is showing President Shinra. Introduction of the bad guy. And one of his lackeys. That's Heidegger. It's like a public
These sewer rats
safety or
call
something.
themselves Avalanche, sir. We are currently investigating
Oh,
It's here sucking up Mako.
potty
It
mouth.
doesn't rest and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you?
Here we go. Here's your explanation.
Mako is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me! You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can!
You really hear that?
Damn straight I do!
Get out.
There's a couple little action one-liners in this that make it pretty entertaining.
I'd worry less about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds. Save the screaming for later.
You cold-blooded. Alright, so this is where it teaches you how to switch characters, which I think is a cool thing. In mid-battle, you switch characters. And Barrett is obviously with a gun, better for ranged attacks.
You listening, Merc? One false move. And that happens.
Oh, snap.
Well, so much for having Cloud do all the fighting.
And they really do a
Places
good
the sword
job,
just can't reach.
like, explaining this stuff and, like, guiding you along.
Just bear with him for me, would you?
Which basically, this section of the original game was basically a 5-hour tutorial. Join the party.
Gonna throw your sword at him? Let the man with the gun.
There we go.
These
It's that
kids
easy.
ain't got
Alright,
nothing on
so
me.
he's got
Now for
the overcharge that you can boom, boom, right. And anytime you can switch back and forth. You can also look. You can also give commands to the other party, right? Which kind of makes it more like an evolved turn-based. You know, I mean, it stops and you can give commands, so you can control one, but give commands to another party member. So I think that's. I mean, that's just a perfect way to do this,
Here,
and it's kind of just seamless. You know.
more than your pride if you're careless. They'll cut you down to size and then some.
And there's tons of little,
I'm guessing you've done this kind of thing before.
tons of little things like this.
Figure out the timing of the lasers. Then make a move when they cycle off.
Exactly. I'll go first. Nothing like a little danger to get the blood pumping.
Hey!
I mean, I guess it's a little monotony breakup thing of just, you know, dungeon. Just instead of straight dungeon crawling, I mean, you get to do stuff like that. You know, just a little fun thing. I mean, I think after a while it gets annoying, but I see why they did it. I won't complain too much. Go.
You're doing good, soldier.
Thanks. Oh, more of these. Now these are harder. Of course they are. Now what's nothing's over there? Oh, Barrett. That's totally his character too. I thought I was never gonna stop. I thought that would never end. 2 more potions. Nice.
On to the objective.
Alright, so this is kind of like a little mini boss, one of these little sweepers.
They don't call those things sweepers for nothing.
Nice little nod to the original because they were an enemy. So this is a good time to talk about blocking. Right, R1 to block, circle to dodge roll, spells. Let's go. Anything that's a machine is weak to lightning. So I'm gonna go boom, Thundaga, big old boy. There we go. And that took like at a very low level, that took like maybe 15 minutes. So
For all I know, a soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Guess that makes you a 1-year-old, huh?
Oh, you're so funny.
Live and learn.
So funny. Yeah, the music is throwback too. Like, I mean, that just makes me feel like I'm playing it all over again, like I'm 13. It really does.
That's our target, the reactor core. Gotta set the bomb at the bottom. Let's get
All right. That's cool too. Slide on down those ladders, boy.
More like excited. I've been dreaming about this for years.
All right.
Heads up, boys. The end's in sight. Police arrest.
So,
Good luck.
can I go down this way? No.
Not that way.
Not that way.
Dummy.
No need for name calling. Jeez and Pete's. That makes that so much easier. I don't know how many times in the original you're just caught climbing ladders and, you know, being stuck with doing that on PS1 graphics. Now, for some people, where is it? Is it up? Oh, it's up there. For some people, that's unplayable, right? They can't go back, and because of the graphics, they can't play it. For me, I mean, I get... it doesn't bother me. Maybe it's nostalgic, I don't know. But if you play like the Switch or the PS4 version of the OG that came out, you can bypass like battles. You could speed it up 3 times so it's not so slow. I mean, they really did a nice job. I mean, they kind of rounded off the polygons. They kind of made them pop a little bit. So that's just, it's kind of like a remaster. Kind of they put a nice little coat of paint on it, shined it up real good. So in the original, this first boss is easy, and this right off the bat shows you all the different levels of how bosses can react and stuff. So this was a little challenging at first. This should be easy though, being overpowered, especially if you have items. I can't imagine on hard mode how hard this is without using items.
Let's see if little Stamp really can bite the hand that feeds.
Oh boy. So this is inside one of those Mako reactors. They're going to blow it up
You're the man Tifa says you are.
so they can't
You're one of us.
Never
suck
said
the
I
life
was.
out of the planet.
I'm just here for the paycheck.
Then do the damn job.
Oh. You cold. Little PTSD, little flashback. And when they do it in the original, it's a little confusing until they kind of explain it a little bit.
You're called Merc.
20 minutes.
Pretty cocky, ain't you? You double-crossing!
It's the guard Scorpion.
Heads up.
And, I mean, honestly, in this one, it's such a cool fight. It really is. I mean, it really teaches you about boss fights.
It's got reinforced armor plating.
All right,
The
let's.
internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
Lightning magic.
No other option, huh?
Boom. That was a good one. Look how he crawls all over. In the original, it just puts up his tail, puts down his tail, hits you with the tail laser. That's about it.
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
All right.
Shoot with the S.
Got a hit in the back. Now he's going to move all over. Let's see if we can hit him with another Thundaga. So it goes Thunder, Thundara, Thundaga. In the original, it was just different levels of thunder. Or lightning. Lightning 3. Fire 3. But in other Final Fantasies, I think the later ones, they go Thunder, Thundara, Thundaga. So that's the theme they use. Oh, shnikes.
Don't get hit. Take cover behind that debris. Steady.
Here's the tail laser. Let's see if we can get another Thundaga. Yeah. This won't take very long. I mean, this is a 20, 30-minute battle when you're under-leveled. You know? I guess that's a beautiful thing about New Game Plus, you know? Now, look, when he's pressured, you switch to Punisher mode. Oh, he's done. There we go. Oh, no. And it won't take that long to get out, you know. And when you first did it, I mean, that was so satisfying when you first beat that tail scorpion, you know. And the fact that, you know, it's the first, God, in the original, it's the first hour of the game. Here, too, like, you got to hurry up and get out. Really kind of, you know, it hooks you in from the start. Did we do this over here? We did not. Let's go. There you go. Get a little MP. We're going to have time. This ain't going to be so bad. If you're a rookie, you might want to put 30 minutes. I don't know if there's any difference if you get anything or not. Where you at, bud?
Let's go.
Oh. A little homage. Gotta save Jesse. Oh. Which way am I going? This way. There we go.
You okay?
Do I look okay? Help a girl out, will you?
And that's in the original. That scene.
My hero.
Hey, we'll link up over there. Look after Jesse.
Come this way. This route should lead us straight to Barry. Probably.
Probably. That's funny.
I think I see an exit. Come on.
And there's a lot of this. Like it's a lot of opening up, like the scenes from the first one, and just making it more expansive, more detail.
We're running out of time.
A little bit more intense. Shut up and car.
Sorry, it keeps me focused. I'll freak out if I don't talk.
Out of your way.
That's cool. I mean, second time through this, and I'm still like,
Barrett!
still kind of wowed by how they did this.
That's the way out of here.
But then...
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I've got Soldier Boy with me.
X, Soldier Boy.
You tell him.
Take them down.
We don't
There we go. Which way we go? I'm going this way. Yep, here we go. All right. It's going to be another sweeper. Yep. Oh, by the way, where it says weakness, when I'm just hitting them with that stuff, because I have, and I'll take a little episode and kind of explain when I have more time. But I have an elemental materia and elemental lightning chained to my weapon. So my weapon does elemental damage, which is good if you know what's coming up. Bad if you, let's say I'm fighting a fire monster and mine has fire on it. Well, it's going to give him life. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to like you want the opposite element. Like if I'm fighting a fire monster, I want ice on my weapon. And I want to use ice magic. No time. Where am I going? This way. Oh, new one. A little shock trooper. Let's go abilities. Triple slash. These ones are a little tougher, huh? Little tough guy? Alright. There you go, tough guy. We're almost out of here. Where are we at? Oh. Oh, more shock troop. So here's where you want to block. Now look. So we have this ability, counter stance. When he hits you, well, he didn't. It usually counters right back, and it's kind of overpowered a little bit. Where else are we at? Oh, that doesn't. All right. Sometimes you can jump and reach. Three, two, boom.
Sir. Come on.
Oh, there we go. Thanks. I guess we're not on a timer anymore. Alright. Come on, lady.
If I couldn't, believe me, you'd be the first to know.
Oh, a little saucy there.
Yes.
A little saucy. Oh, better make it. Oh,
Okay, that was pretty cool.
anime jumping.
Come on.
Little DBZ jump right there. I like how it shows the effect on the rest of the city. You know, it kind of really doesn't do that. Just a little bit. I mean, but I mean, could you really with that? I mean, they did the best they could at the time. You know, But I mean, could you really show that? Not really. So I really like that they took the attention to detail and they really kind of did that this time around. I mean,
Looks like we made
all right. So here's chapter 2,
and with nothing but
and I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. We went through chapter 1. A little quick video, a little under an hour. I'm gonna stop with chapter 2. And I'll pick it. I'll probably do a chapter a week. So hopefully I've inspired you to go maybe pick up the original. I'm gonna do another video where I just talk about it. I'm just gonna talk about the series, you know, and I'm going to. I mean, obviously the chapters will get longer, so the videos will get longer, but they'll start out short and then get a little bit longer, and I'm gonna play through it best as I can. So if you haven't played this, go play it. If you haven't played the original, I would suggest that you play the original before you play this one. It's not necessary, but it helps a lot. Okay, so thanks for tuning in this week. I'm gonna have another one next week, and we'll get through this. If you are a Final Fantasy fan, you know, or if if you're not sure how you feel about the ending, or do you feel a certain way, you know, let me know, and drop your comments. All right, take care.
Make sure you follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Gmail. Don't forget to like and subscribe.